Welcome to the new lecture series on electric power system. Here we are going to discuss the characteristic and performance of different transmission lines. So the whole chapter will be divided into different lectures. Lecture 16, where we are going to discuss on performance and characteristic of transmission line. Lecture 17, we are going to discuss on short transmission line. Then in lecture 18, we are going to discuss the medium transmission line. Lecture 19, we are going to discuss the long transmission line. Then lecture 20, we will be discussing the surge impedance loading of the line. Lecture 21, we are going to discuss the Ferranti effect. Lecture 22, we are going to discuss the tuned power lines. And finally, lecture 23, we will be discussing the equivalent circuit of a long line. So complete this particular set from lecture 16 to lecture 23, we will be covering the whole transmission line modeling, calculate its performance and the characteristic. So let us see what are the objectives of this particular chapter. So the objective is to develop the formulas. What? To calculate the voltage, current and power at any point on the transmission line. So if you have a transmission line, then in order to calculate the voltage, current or power at any point, suppose we take this point here, we can calculate what is the voltage and current and power, knowing that the sending end voltage Vs and the receiving end where we have the load is Vr. So we can calculate at any point X the voltage, current and power, provided we know the values at one point, usually at one end of the load. So if we know the value of Vs or if we know the value of Vr, we can calculate at any point X from the sending end or the receiving end the values of voltage, current and power. Now we want to understand the effect of parameters on the line bus voltage and flow of power. So the next objective of this chapter is how the voltage and power is affected with the change in the parameters. So when there is a change in the parameters, what are the parameters? The parameters are basically the resistance, inductance and capacitance. So in order to change the parameters, what impact it will have on the performance of the line, that is the voltage and the power. Then we will have the introduction to the study of transients on lossless line in order to indicate how problem arise due to the surges caused by lightning and switches. So when you have some surges are basically the change in the voltage instantly caused due to the lightning phenomena or the switching phenomena, then there is a heavy amount of transient occurring, and that we have to going to learn in this particular chapter. So these are the objectives of this particular chapter, where we are going to make formulas to calculate the voltage, current and power, and to study the effect of the parameters on the transmission line, as well as what is the impact of transient on the transmission line. So the representation of the transmission line generally are represented in the form of short transmission line when the distance is less than 80 kilometers. So when the length of the transmission line is less than 80 kilometers, then that type of line is said to be the short transmission line. Here we can neglect the capacitance effect. So we know that in the parameters resistance, inductance, capacitance, we can neglect the effect of capacitance. So this goes in the shunt parameter and this goes in the series parameter. So only the series impedance will come into a picture in the short transmission line when the length is less than 80 kilometers. Medium lines generally have length in the range of 80 to 240 kilometers. Some book they mention 160 kilometer also. Okay, so 80 to 240 kilometers we can consider it as medium line, and longer lines greater than 240 kilometers. So these are the three different types of line consideration that we do, for which we will be doing the electrical modeling. So short transmission line, medium transmission line and long transmission line. Short transmission line, any transmission line lesser than 80 kilometers will have the short transmission line. 80 to 240 kilometers we will consider as the medium line, and line longer than 240 kilometers we will consider as longer line. So whenever we are going to discuss the short and the medium line, so in case of short and medium line, generally lumped parameters are used. So we concentrate that all the parameters are lumped at a particular point. Whereas whenever we have long line into consideration, we consider the parameter to be distributed in nature. So long line will have a more rigorous study in the distribution form, whereas in the short and the medium line we study in the form of lumped parameters. Now, the transmission line are operated with balanced three-phase load. So whenever we are going to study the transmission line and the loading, we will consider that the load is always balanced in nature and it is a three-phase load. Okay. So here we can see that the representation of the transmission line. So in the series we have series parameters and in the shunt we have admittance. So here the series we will represent with the help of impedance. So in the series we will have impedance and in the shunt we will have admittance. So impedance will be represented with the resistance and the reactance of the line, whereas the admittance will be represented by the capacitance of the line. This model is basically known as the pi model. So there are different type of models which we are going to discuss. So this gives a complete picture of the parameters of the transmission line, and the voltage which is given by the supply is known as the sending end voltage. So Vs is the sending end voltage which is coming from the generator, and the load is consuming at a power at a voltage of Vr. So Vr is the voltage at the receiving end. So generally we use the nomenclature Vs as sending end voltage, Vr as the receiving end voltage. Similarly, Is is the sending end current, Ir is the receiving end current. So Z will have the series parameter and Y will have the shunt parameter. So this is series impedance, this is shunt admittance. Then the nomenclature we use like that, small z and small y when we use, then it is per unit length. We discuss about per unit length and per phase. Okay, so small z we will be having the series impedance, small y we will have the shunt admittance per unit length, so per phase to the neutral. So L is the total length of the transmission line. Then here the total impedance of the line will be small z, that is the impedance per unit length multiplied with the length. Small y, that is the admittance multiplied with the length, will give the total admittance of the line. So whenever we are going to solve any problem, basically we solve in per unit length of the line and then multiplied with the total length of the line to get the total impedance and the total admittance. Now, the relationship between the sending end voltage or the quantities to the receiving end voltage and the quantities is like that. The sending end voltage and sending end current can be related to the receiving end voltage and the receiving end current using an ABCD parameter matrix. So a matrix which is known as the ABCD parameter relates the sending end to the receiving end. So whenever we are knowing the receiving end quantity and the ABCD matrix, which are basically the parameters of the transmission line, which are obtained from the parameters of the transmission line, leads to the obtaining of the sending end voltage and the sending end current. So having known this, if we want to calculate the receiving end and the receiving end current, receiving end voltage and receiving end current, if we know the sending end voltage and sending end current, then this ABCD parameter matrix, we take the inverse of that. So we take the inverse of the ABCD parameter matrix. So here 1 by A conjugate will come in the matrix. Okay, so here either we know the receiving end quantity and calculate the sending end quantity, or we know the sending end quantity and calculate the receiving end quantity, and both quantities are related with a matrix which is known as the ABCD matrix of the transmission line. The ABCD matrix of the transmission line we have to calculate after knowing the geometry of the transmission line. Next, the characteristic and performance So any transmission line's characteristic and its performance will be described with the two parameter known as the efficiency of the transmission line, and second we will be having the voltage regulation of the transmission line. So in order to calculate these two quantities, efficiency and voltage regulation, which are mostly dependent on the two quantities, that is the voltage and the power. So if we know the voltage and power of the transmission line, then we can calculate the efficiency and voltage regulation of the transmission line. This is basically the characteristic of the transmission line. So the characteristic of the transmission line are given by the efficiency and the voltage regulation. So in a transmission line, we know that whenever there is a power PS that is sended from the sending end, we get a power PR at the receiving end. So the power delivered at the receiving end will be always less than, so PR will be always less than PS, because some amount of power will be lost in the line. So power delivered at the receiving end will be equal to power sent from the sending end minus the line losses. So these losses are because of the resistance associated with the line, so and the impedance associated with the line. So we have, if we want to find the power at the receiving end, we have to subtract the line losses from the sending end power. Then we can calculate the efficiency of the transmission line. So efficiency is basically the output power by input power into 100, right? So whenever we want to calculate the output power, that is the power delivered at the receiving end, by input power, that is the power sent from the sending end, multiplied by 100, that we get the efficiency in percentage. Similarly, whenever we want to calculate the voltage regulation in percentage, we want to find the no load receiving end voltage. So whenever the receiving end voltage is there at the no load condition minus the receiving end voltage at the full load condition by the receiving end voltage at the full load condition into 100, that will give the voltage regulation of any line. So here one point has to be noted, that whenever we are discussing the voltage regulation, every term we are going in the receiving end quantity. The receiving end voltage is the quantity which we determined from the full load to the no load condition. So what is the receiving end voltage when it is in full load condition? What is the receiving end voltage when it is in no load condition? If we know that, we can find this ratio to determine the voltage regulation of the transmission line. So efficiency and percentage regulation or the voltage regulation of the transmission line are generally known as the characteristic of the transmission line. So this depends upon the voltage and the power, which are again dependent on the resistance, inductance and capacitance of the transmission line, and these govern the short transmission line, medium transmission line and the long transmission line. Again, if we have some faults or switching characteristic transients, then also this voltage and power will be impacted, and suddenly efficiency and regulation will change. So obviously for any line, if we want to determine any characteristic or performance, we want to determine in terms of efficiency and the regulation. So that completes this particular lecture. In the next lecture, we will go more detail into the short transmission line. Thank you.